So let's see, we've lost 7 tons off of it. The AC-2 and a medium laser we lost. Luckily, we have spares. So even if you have the stuff, you can't just say repair. You actually have to go in and pull off the broken weapons and put the new weapons back on.
And that came up in some of the novels too, and it makes sense. I remember in one of the novels, they're trying to rebuild a salvaged Jaeger mech, I think, and their tech has to genuinely go into a machine shop and build the actuators from scratch.
So in here you get the whole, it costs $42,000 just to rebuild the left arm. Installing the components not so bad, but repairing the full, but actually rebuilding the arm.
I'll get it in the schedule.
It's going to take about 2 weeks. Luckily, we have time because 2 of our pilots are hurt.
Yep.
And we do have a few weapons here that we can actually change out, but we don't really want to right now. And I'm not sure if these are... Yeah, we have 1 more AC-2, have a large laser, LRM-10, medium laser, and 2 SRM-2s. So let's talk to Yang over here. Who is the person that now has to repaint our mechs in our new colors. Pity him.
His head reminds me of Ron Perlman.
A little bit, yeah. And yeah, everything does fall apart eventually.
I'm gonna call bullshit on his robotic arm. Prosthetic limbs exist, and advanced prosthetic limbs exist. This poor bastard wouldn't be able to get one.
Are you sure?
Unless he's secretly, Hans Davian's BFF.
So we do have mech storage.
Yeah,
and
the leopard...
Here's the
leopard
thing.
should...
Storage means you don't pay upkeep costs on whatever it is that's in the storage. Which we do pay upkeep costs on whatever we've got ready to go.
Yeah. Strictly speaking, the Leopard can only carry 4 mechs, but I guess if you converted some of the cargo space to mech storage...
Yeah, I think you're going to get mad about that at some point in the future when we have about 30 mechs in storage.
That shouldn't fit in the Leopard, but...
Yeah, chassis can stay in the storage indefinitely. Don't worry about storage capacity, boss. I'll make it fit. He's really good at Tetris.
Apparently.
So all of this largely is just what I kind of just did.
Yeah.
Where you can change loadouts, you can repair mechs. We've seen all that. And of course, he can talk about heat stability and, you know, some modifiers and such that we kind of already went over. So about him specifically, hello cat. Where is he from? Bryant in the Confederation.
Bryant actually had a decent mech factory before the weather control systems got destroyed and that factory got destroyed. No more grasshoppers for you, sorry.
And apparently has an edible reptile called the Crowley lizard cow.
I hope I hope you're not too attached to your planet belonging to House Liao. I'm just gonna throw that out there, Yang. Yeah, Stefan Amaris wrecked a lot of planets when he was taking over the Star League.
So there's the bit about the storm inhibitors you were mentioning.
Yep. This is not an uncommon story in this setting.
Nope.
Oh. Oh, Major Ling. I think she ends up becoming one of... I'd have to grab my House Liao book to figure that out, but I think they may become, like, one of St. Ives' big generals.
Yeah, he mentions his arm is a souvenir of his time in the service after losing the original in 3010. Is that right? Is that right, Cat? So he lost his arm in military service and they replaced it.
He shouldn't have won that good. Like when Justin Allard got one that good, it blew people's minds. And Justin Allard was like the son of the director of intelligence of House Davian.
I now have a cat howling at me.
Cat. Granted, Duke Michael Hasek Davian also had a really advanced prosthetic arm, but he's a nobleman. Likewise, whoever... Yeah,
Come on. I know that's what you're howling for. Cats. So he left the Capellans because his tour of duty was up and didn't want to do it anymore.
the Capellans don't usually let people leave, is the thing.
So we're a noble, but we are allegedly competent.
Are we, though? Are we
said
really?
allegedly.
Talk to you later.
So one more person to actually meet. Let's actually look at the store here and see what's available in the system. We have a lot of partial mech salvage.
I'm looking at that Cyclops and I'm like longing for it.
Yeah, it's just one piece of the Cyclops, though. It looks like I mean, if I'm mistaken, you have to gather 4 pieces of partial mech salvage before you can put together a full mech.
Huh. Okay. Odd way of doing it,
In this case, you see they have like 2 pieces of a Commando, 1 piece of the Cyclops, etc.
Oh, look! There's my mech.
There's your mech, yes. And here's a Warhammer, Trebuchet.
Ah, the trench bucket.
And also, if we need more weapons, here is where we can get them from.
Okay, wait just a second. Wait just a damn minute.
Yes.
No. 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 Wait. Who's produced? No! That company doesn't exist yet either!
But it's right here.
Okay, I have multiple objections to this. Multiple. What order do you want me to go through them in?
From most egregious to least.
Well, the most egregious is number 1. The LB20XAC was not invented until like the 3060s. I'm not saying it was lost. I'm saying it didn't exist in the inner sphere up until that point. It didn't exist in the first place. Number 2, the class of LBX cannon that did exist, the LB10XAC, was functionally extinct. Number 3, Shankly Arms, which does eventually produce the LB20XAC, did not exist until the 3060s when the Word of Blake helped House Liao refurbish a Star League research facility. Likewise, that Ultra AC2 down there. The Ultra Autocannon was extinct. The Ultra AC2 had not been invented until like the 3055, 3060. Imperator sure as hell wasn't making them. So no! Shame on you, game! Shame on you! Is this what you were waiting for, Siraj?
This is one thing I was waiting for, yes.
This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. DLB5?
Which one now?
It's selling LB5X ammo. That wasn't invented yet until the 3060s. None of these weapons exist yet. They were... So, a lot of technology got lost in the fall of the Star League, but this is a different scenario. These weren't friggin' invented. DNE does not exist. So angry. Wait, which version of the trench bucket is that? Ooh, I don't think that's the stock. I don't think that's the stock trench bucket. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
It has
No,
4
wait, it
energy and 2 missile hard points, basically.
Okay, yeah, it is the standard trench bucket.
Okay.
It's 2 LRM-15s, 3 medium lasers. Does not have nearly enough ammo. It's kind of the standard medium for the Free Worlds League. But what about the Hermes 2? You shut the hell up back there.
So let's see. Fortunately, I don't think we can name... I don't think we get to name any of these.
Damn. Halberdier. That's a call sign.
How might I help?
I hate him.
Good to go.
Commander.
Fuster
Yes,
lizard.
Commander. Skipper. Ready for orders.
But yeah, you can get pilots with various skills. Various skills assigned to them. We can only afford to hire 4... Well, we only have room for 4 more pilots. You can only get 8. And some of them will not let us hire them because our MRB rating isn't high enough.
Clearly, we need to bribe Comstar more.
Yeah, I'm sure we have the money for that.
Absolutely.
So, that's pretty much most of the Leopard. The only thing left to do is talk to Darius.
Got questions? I have answers.
And here is where we can learn more about the problems we have. And, you know, the biggest ticket item we're in debt because of is the ship itself.
Drop ships are expensive. Jump ship travel is expensive. That makes sense, setting up Markham's family.
Yep.
Let's see here.
We are in debt to Blue Horizon.
Lyerton. Where is Lyerton? I don't know offhand.
System in
Okay.
the Oregon Frontier, formerly a comparison Gallison world.
Okay.
Then there's the Indri Consortium, based somewhere in Merrick space, who is where we borrowed from to get away from Koromodir.
Lockdown landing.
So basically here are more tutorials that we don't really need because we've already kind of gone over a little bit. Finances, I mean, we've explained that. Events might be worth looking at.
God, if I wasn't attached to them, I would send you my copies of the Camacho's Caballeros
Yeah.
books, because those are some of my favorite books in the setting.
We can learn a little bit about Darius here. He was also a member of the Royal Guard.
Pirates, yeah, that tracks through the periphery.
And had to hose the mech warriors out of their cockpits. That's always a pleasant thing to worry about.
Yep.
And he himself was from Nassau Heights, orbiting R-True.
Space stations would be rare at this part of space, but not necessarily unheard of.
More heard of than the UAC, huh?
Yes, much more.
I can't wait till we play Bravely Default now that you reminded me of it.
I need to experience that game.
The whole Murgurgurgur thing. And that's pretty much all the talking we can do unless we need the things. But the thing is, we have a contract. He has scrounged up a contract that's worth about 250,000 C-bills, which is a month's pay to the bank. Max Salvage 2 right now, because we are absolutely priority salvage is 2, 11 is the total number of items we get, but we get to bid on 2 of them. Basically.
Yeah.
That is how the salvage works. We get 11 pieces in total, but 2 of it is we just basically look at a list and see what we can get.
Yeah.
And some pieces of salvage are going to be worth a lot more than others.
Definitely.
So, we can negotiate. We can get more money outright for it. Or we can get more salvage. At this stage of the game, you want all the money you can get.
Yeah.
Because you're not guaranteed to find 11 pieces of salvage that are worth a penny. But the money is always a good thing. And the targets are the local pirate organizations.
So there are pirate bands that actually have names. I like to think that this one was just an incredibly uncreative one, and they're like, we're the local pirates, the pirate organization.
Yeah, could be. So yeah, at the early stage in the game, your money is always a good bet. Especially if you're going off against the local pirates. They're probably not going to have anything you want, and you will still get 3 pieces of salvage randomly given to you. So there'll probably be like a couple of weapons or something, but that's more than you had before.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
And once you do that, they are paying for our travel there, as far as I know.
Okay, that looks like an intruder class jump ship. Although 2 hard point. Well, no, that's 4. Yeah, I think that's an intruder. My copy of the naval technical readout is way the hell Actually, that might be the nah, I think it's an intruder.
And that is travel. So we have a thing that happened while we were here. We received 3 messages from the banks. They're considering rewriting the terms of our loan so it'll be easier to see this shift we made payment. They're only doing it because we can't fight it in court. We can ignore the messages. We can try to sweet talk the banks, or we can tell the banks they've made a big mistake.
All of these seem like terrible options.
They are. So we'll try to sweet talk them because, no use in being hostile about it because that gets us absolutely nowhere. And how we basically just blew so much smoke up their ass, and the banks rescinded their messages, and right now our loan status is fair.
Actually, something about this bothers me. We should not be able to get this message.
Why?
Well, the sound of lantern cracking his knuckles. You've heard me mention that faster-than-light communication is a monopoly by Comstar. Specifically, it's a piece of technology called the Hyperpulse Generator, or HPG. They're pretty much planet-based, unless you are on one of Comstar's secret ships, which we are not. And even if we were, they sure as hell wouldn't tell us about it. So we shouldn't be getting this message until we're already planet-side, when we've reached an HPG station.
Well, I think we're orbiting a planet now.
Okay.
I think we got the message once we hit orbit.
Okay.
I think that's how this is supposed to work.
Basically, Comstar forwarded the message to us once we got here.
Yep.
Which is nicer than Comstar
And it took a
usually
few
is.
days for things to go back and forth.
Yeah, and that's standard for this setting. HPG is faster than light, but it still can take a bit for your messages to catch up. Although, if they align their HPG stations just right, Comstar can arrange live transmission or live-ish transmission from one side of the inner sphere to the other, but it requires a lot of money and a lot of finagling.
Okay, we are not ready to proceed with the current contract for one major reason. Two of our people are still out of action. So let's advance the timeline. Which means we're going to have to pay off our first bill in a very few days.
Okay.
And now everybody's healthy again.
Woo!
Well, as healthy as they get. Report in 3 days. It says over here too, but you know, over here, our morale's good. Our medical points and our mech tech points and all that are here. So we have done all of the fun things that let's see. And we get a new list of people sitting here. And also a new list of, because I don't think the assassin was at the other place.
So that one, let me think, who produces that now? Because Maltex got destroyed, and I think that's who originally built it. The assassin is known for having a ridiculously cramped cockpit and for being a political pork project. Yeah, it was originally Maltex, but I think Hellspawn builds it eventually.
But with all the talky bits out of the way, it is time to call it for the video, because this was like 50 minutes of talking. So when
50 minutes of Lantern Rage.
Yeah, well, no, there was only about 5 minutes of Lantern Rage in there, really. But when we return, it looks like we're going to be dealing a little patrol contract. So look forward to that. And until we return, take care, and everybody.
Bye-bye.